What's up guys, Hybrid Mongoose here and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go. And today's video is just as much for you guys as it is actually for me. I was wondering the other day, with Gen 4 being leaked or supposedly leaked, if you haven't checked out that video that I did on the rumored leak, make sure you click on the card that's going to pop up right here. When I did my podcast with Zoe 2 Dots and Reversal about the Go Fest wrap-up, where we talked about Go Fest and all that, Reversal was very confident that Gen 4 was coming soon. So I knew right away, I was like, I need to clear out space, like now. This is one of the biggest generations to hit Pokemon Go, so we got to be prepared, guys. And the 500 stores that you're going to get may not even be enough to really hold you back. So I did some spring cleaning, or summer cleaning, where I actually went through and I had the goal of getting down to 1,000 Pokemon storage, meaning only using 1,000, leaving 500 left over. I ended up getting to 855, and I stopped when I got to 2016 Pokemon on purpose to obviously save for lucky trade. Might be wondering what was my criteria with that or anything like that. Any Pokemon that is associated with a special memory that I have, I will not get rid of. My rule of thumb for myself anyway, some people go a lot higher, is anything that's 91% IV and up, I will keep. Anything else I will get rid of. There are some stipulations with that, obviously, in terms of rarity. I got all my unknown question marks that were released and exclusive to Pokemon Go Fest 2018. I am keeping all of them, obviously, for trading. While we're on the discussion of Gen 4, I was like, well, what are the Pokemon that evolve in Gen 4? And me being relatively a noob with it, I needed to up my game and figure out and educate myself as well as you guys. So the first Pokemon that we're going to talk about is Magnezone, which is an evolution from Magneton. So what you want to be doing now, making sure you save your Magnemite candy. Now, Magnezone has a max CP of 2,996, which is so much stronger than Magneton at this point. So Magnezone might actually become a contender, in the long run for being a decently good electric type Pokemon. So that's actually pretty cool. This Pokemon that you're going to want to save candy for is Lickitung. Oh my god, how do you say this? Lickkill Licky, I think that's how you say it, has max CP of 2,359, and Lickitung, if you guys don't remember, was an extremely rare Pokemon in Gen 1. Make sure you save your candies of Lickitung if you haven't already, for this evolution, because I don't think Lickitung's that common, and you may have issues getting enough candy in the long run. If you don't have enough candy now, make sure you save at least one Lickitung so you can get rare candies to do your evolutions later. The next Pokemon I'm going to talk about is Rhyperior. Rhyperior, guys, is extremely powerful. Obviously, you're going to want to save your Rhyhorn candies, which I actually have a bunch of good Rhydons at this point. So I'm actually quite happy about this. Rhyperior's max CP is 3,869, and Rhyperior just looks sweet. Like, it looks like it has extra armor on it. It just looks awesome. The next Pokemon that we're going to talk about is Tangela. Tangela evolves in Gen 4, and its name is Tangrowth, which just looks like a bigger pile of vines together. But the max CP is what's actually quite interesting. It's 3,110. Grass-type Pokemon don't get that high of CP usually. Even the Executor doesn't get that high. So Tangrowth hitting that high of CP may actually make it, one of the top grass-type Pokemon in the game. The next Pokemon we're going to talk about is Electabuzz, which is going to evolve into Electivire in Gen 4. And this is a big deal, guys. This is a big deal because the CP goes up massive as well. Electivire not only looks really cool, but its max CP is 2,904, which is extremely high. Again, for an electric-type Pokemon, that's high. Non-legendary, that is. Non-legend. So you're going to want to save as many Electabuzz candy as you can. Again, another Pokemon that's not that rare, but if there is a nest nearby, you probably want to hit that up and get as many candies as you can. Right now, it's unsure of what the actual candy count is going to be. I know it's, with Rhydon, it's 50 candy, and maybe it's 100 to get to Rhyperior. Tangrowth is probably 50. Electivire is probably 50 as well. Only time will tell. We won't know for sure until Gen 4 is released. And now the next Pokemon we're going to talk about is Magmar. Magmar evolves into Magmortar in Gen 4, and all of these Pokemon that I'm talking about right now have become pretty darn strong. And it's really cool to see some of these mostly non-utilized Pokemon actually getting useful in Gen 4. So Magmortar's max CP is 2,980, just under 3K, but still very cool. Nice to have another Fire-type Pokemon that's strong like that. The next Pokemon we're going to talk about is an evolution, guys. An evolution called Leafeon. And if you listen to the leaked video that I talked about, they're talking about these elemental stones, which is rumored to be able to evolve your Pokemon into Leafeon. At least that's what's I think is gonna happen. Leafeon is a grass-type Pokemon that has a max CP of 2,849. The next one is Glaceon, which is another evolution, which is another ice-type Pokemon that actually has a decent CP as well, which is nice to see. You know, the ice-type Pokemon in Pokemon Go right now are definitely underutilized. So it's good to see a Pokemon that actually could be useful and a very good, you know, ice-type attacker. Max CP is 2,866. The next Pokemon we're going to talk about is Porygon. Oh my god, I used to hate Porygon so much. It was the last Pokemon I needed in Gen 1. It evolves again in Generation 4 from Porygon 2 to Porygon Z. It looks more like a rubber ducky? I don't know. But anyway, it's a normal type Pokemon with a max CP of 3,072, which is awesome. That is cool. Next Pokemon I want to talk about is Togetic or Togepi. You want to save your Togepi candy, which can be kind of harder to get because Togetic is actually pretty rare in the wild, and Togepi can only be hatched. So if you have 100 to 200 candy, hold on to that for dear life because, you know, you're going to need it. Togekiss is a flying and fairy type Pokemon with a max CP of 3,171. The next Pokemon we're going to talk about is Aipom. Aipom evolves in Gen 4 to Ambipom, which is a normal type Pokemon. Max CP is 2,218. Probably not going to be that great of an attacker. I'm going to be honest with you. Its CP is pretty low. You're probably going to get enough candy to evolve it. Also, you probably haven't powered an Aipom up, so if you don't have the candy for this, I don't know what you're doing. The next Pokemon we're going to talk about is Yanma. Yanmega is a bug and flying type Pokemon. Max CP is 2,873, which is really cool. I know that PokeAK walks Yanmega for this reason, and it's because it's going to evolve into Yanmega. I don't know how strong it's going to be. Its max CP is 2,873, which is really good, but you know, maybe it'll have a really high attack stat. Who knows? Maybe PokeAK knows something that we don't know. I don't know. The next Pokemon we are going to talk about is Murkrow. Murkrow does get an evolution into Honchkrow, which actually looks really cool. I like the way that Honchkrow looks. It looks like it has like a hat, almost like a cowboy hat on. I don't know. It looks cool. It's a dark and flying type Pokemon. Max CP is 2,566. I may have to add that to my flying group when Gen 4 comes out. And the next Pokemon we're going to talk about is Misdreavus. Mismagius is a ghost-type Pokemon with a max CP of 2,465. It actually looks really cool. I like the design of the ghost-type Pokemon. I always like all the ghost-type Pokemon, actually. I think they're really cool. And the next Pokemon we're going to talk about is Gligar, which evolves into Gliscor in Generation 4. Gligar is one of those weird Pokemon that was actually harder to get initially in Gen 3, so if you don't have enough candy, you may be forced to either walk a Gligar or use rare candies in the long run if you get impatient. The next Pokemon we're going to talk about is Sneasel, which evolves into Weavile in Generation 4. Sneasel is another one of those Pokemon that if you don't live in the right biome, it might be harder to get at the beginning. I remember getting Sneasel later on in the game, and but it wasn't too bad. And the next Pokemon I want to talk about is Piloswine, which ends up being the best ice type attacker. I have been saving my Swinub candy for a long time for this one, which is Mamoswine, which is ground and ice type Pokemon. Max CP of 3,289, which is amazing. That is amazingly strong. And the next Pokemon we're going to talk about is Roselia, which evolves into Roserade. later on in the game. It's not a very strong Pokemon, but it's going to be one that you're going to want to keep in safe candy for, just for the Pokedex unlock. And Roselia's max CP is 2,262. Unfortunately, because it's so weak, it's not going to really be anything. Tangrowth is going to be so much stronger, like out of this world stronger. The next Pokemon we want to talk about is Nosepiss, which evolves into... I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's Probopiss, which is its max CP is 1,863. You're gonna want to save some Nosepiss candy. It's probably gonna be around 50 to evolve. That one's just crazy. Like, what? The next one that you're gonna want to save candy for, and this one just looks so awesome. Duskull, which evolves into Dusclops in Gen 3, and then again in Gen 4 evolves into Dusknoir, which is so cool looking. Unfortunately, it's only 2,046 CP, but still so cool. The next Pokemon I want to talk about is Ralts, which has been out since Gen 3, as you guys know, but Kirlia has just started popping up in raids, and I believe if it's male form, it'll evolve into Gallade with a Dawnstone, apparently. This Pokemon looks awesome. Same with Gardevoir. They both look really cool. So that's awesome. Snorunt is another Pokemon that we're going to talk about, which now has a different evolution and actually can evolve into a Frostlass, which is a new Pokemon to Gen 4, which looks really, really cool. It looks so different than its other evolution. And that is basically it, guys. It's all the Pokemon you need to save candy for, whether it be unlocks or actually, useful. I figured you guys would like to see something like this because it has a lot of good information to it. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.